everyone, welcome back. Before I begin with today's video, I was just thinking that it doesn't matter where we are, with whom we are. Sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are sad, sometimes we are excited, sometimes we are quite suspicious or thoughtful about some things. But yeah, that's how the life goes, and it's unpredictable. We cannot predict what is supposed to happen in another second. So what happens exactly when we are in a certain situation? Nobody can say. It's only we who can judge at the moment how we are going to react to things, or how we are going to deal with things, or how the other person is going to react. Even if we want to do something, or if we want to say something with our best of intentions, we sometimes get misunderstood, or maybe by somebody else, or maybe we are not able to judge ourselves from within. What happens in such a situation? There comes a conflict or dilemma, which leads to a lot of confusions and a lot of irritation, fear, anger, hopelessness, helplessness within. So there are mixed of emotions that we kind of experience when we are in a conflictual situation. So today's video is somehow related to this only. It is related to conflict, and how can you resolve your conflicts, and how can you lead a smooth and comfortable journey with yourself and with others around you. So basically, when we have to resolve our conflicts, or we have to manage our conflict, it is very important, first of all, to know the reasons behind the conflictual situation. So when we talk about conflict, there is some kind of a pattern which happens to function every time. So when we are in a conflictual situation, if we'll focus and if we'll pay attention, there's always some particular pattern that follows that conflict. So there are types of conflicts. So the first one is intrapersonal conflict. Intrapersonal, as the term says, it means when we are in conflict with our own thoughts, with our own behavior, or with our own personality as a person who we are. So it doesn't mean that we are always satisfied with as a person who we are and how we function. So we may have some kind of conflict with ourselves from within. So I think this is the best thing, that if we know our own strengths, our own weaknesses, and we want to work upon that, and we want to stand strong every time and be the way we are, just accept ourselves as the way we are. So self-acceptance is very, very important, and that will definitely help you come out of your conflictual stages. Secondly, interpersonal conflict. Interpersonal conflict, this means when there is a conflict between two individuals. So it is not only a kind of a competitive or fighting situation between two individuals. It is the conflict of decision making, or maybe the conflict of viewpoints because of differences. It can be anything. So when such a situation occurs, both the persons or both the individuals have their own point of views and have their own sayings, but they have to come to a mutual agreement, and that is only possible when there's some kind of a trust or a cooperativeness between the two individuals. So yeah, if these things are there, then yeah, this interpersonal conflict can be resolved, or it can be ended at initial stage at itself. Then another pattern of conflict is intra-group conflict, which happens in a group where there are different individuals, different members, and they represent a single entity or a single name of that group. For example, if I take the example of any company, let's say Nestle. So there's a board meeting held by the Nestle group, and there are different employees or different individuals in that group. Each one of them have their own way of representing themselves as an employee of a Nestle group. But when they have to come at a certain conclusion or when they have to make a decision about their companies, so it's not possible to take everybody's advices or everybody's viewpoints, so they have to come at a single conclusion. So this may lead to kind of friction or conflict or competitiveness between the members of the Nestle group. Being the part of a single entity, still they have difference of opinion, which may lead to intra-group conflict in them. So this is just the example. It can happen in your family as well. It can happen with your friends, where there comes a group, there comes individuality, and there comes difference of opinion. So yeah. Then the another type of conflict which happens is intergroup conflict. So this happens again between groups, but then there are two different groups, or maybe more than two groups, and each group has, like group A, group B, group C, has their own ideologies, has their own ethics, has their own way of functioning, has an individuality or uniqueness which they carry with themselves. So when this situation is there, when there's a situation when there comes competitiveness, or when there comes the situation of winning or losing. So if I talk about the worst or the negative aspect of conflict, the first one is because of the bystanders, like who are there in that situation. When there are two parties involved in a conflictual stage, it happens most of the times that the bystanders start taking sides or start preferring each group. So that leads to escalation of that conflict rather than calming down the situation. It leads to provocation. So try to avoid such kind of a situation, and if anybody comes in between, not as a mediator but as as an element who is trying to provoke rather than calming that conflictual situation down. So yeah, that can be one of the worst parts of a conflict. Another one is when you feel emotions like anger, frustration, fear of failing, or fear of losing any kind of conflict, or any situation like where you are in. That moment, express yourself. Like people most of the times what they do, they express but indirectly, so that may go wrong, or that may put forth the wrong message to the person who is there with whom you have a conflict with. So that can also lead to some kind of worse situations in a conflict. Also, another one is when you feel threatened at any moment, when two parties or two individuals are there in a conflictual stage. So there comes a moment when they might start threatening you, or you might start threatening them at certain point. So when that threatening stage comes, that may make the conflict worse. There are basically some kind of conflict management styles which we use in everyday life unknowingly, like we don't know exactly what kind of style we have used to manage our conflict, but yeah, we do it unknowingly or unconsciously. And like supposedly we are using not only a single way of or a single style of dealing with conflicts, but yeah, it can be a mixture of different conflict management styles. So let's discuss. So the first style is controlling. So when there's a conflict between two parties or two individuals, any one individual or party tries to control or tries to dominate over the other one, to put forth their points as the correct one, even if there's some kind of drawbacks in them, but still. So in this case, what the person who is getting dominated can do is try to put forth their opinions, and they do not have to stay shut or stay mum, but they have to speak, or they have to I will not say overpower, but yeah, they have to make themselves heard to the group or the person who's trying to dominate their own ideologies onto them. Collaborating. So that means when we try to negotiate with the two parties, or when we try to negotiate with two different groups. So what happens in there is that both the parties try to understand their own ideologies, they try to understand at what point they are kind of disagreeing with things. So that may lead to mutual respect for both the parties, and they try to collaborate because they kind of believe that there's unity, like strength in unity. So rather than taking them as two individuals, they try to come together as a single entity and work upon their own conflicts and move on with it. Another conflict management style is compromising. So with the word compromise itself, you can clearly understand that where the two parties or the two individual tries to take a back seat for the other person or for the other party, and they try to compromise on certain things, that how like they can work out with some kind of a conflict, or they kind of give a chance to the other person or the other party that this time they'll take a back seat and compromise on certain things, and this is how they can adjust and move on with the things and resolve the conflict. And another way is accommodating, where they try to accommodate their own personalities or their own thoughts into that conflict or that stage, where they put in, like the two parties or the two individuals put in their own efforts, or put in their own kind of ideologies to work upon with things. So that's what they can do at the moment. Last but not the least, but it is the most used conflict management style, which is avoiding. So when the two parties or individuals think that the topic is going in a very wrong direction, or the conflict is going in a very wrong direction, or it may lead to destruction or damage after a certain point of time, or if they feel that the discussion or the chaos on is not important or is not worth it, so better try resolving it later on, or they may postpone the confrontation. And even before you are stepping into a conflictual situation, you need to ask yourself few questions which will give you a kind of reality check. The first question is, what are my specific concerns as a person? Another question is that what affects me in this conflict? What is affecting me? Another question is that will I be able to come out of this situation? Yes or no? And most important question is that is this conflict it is very important for me to get into, or is it worth it to spend my time, energy and everything into it? So these are few questions that really keeps you in check. When you are in a conflictual stage, you need to keep certain things in mind. The first thing is show your positive intention and positive attitude to the other individual in the conflict. Another thing is acknowledge and validate the other person, and get that in return as well. Like the other person should also validate and acknowledge your viewpoints. Define the problem of concern. What is it exactly? Another thing is in a conflict, you need to know, or you need to understand on an individual basis, and also if you are in a group conflict, on the group basis as well, that what are the interests, or what are the preferences of the other group or the other individual as well. So that is the most important thing you should know, and that acts as a base for your conflict understanding, and then simultaneously the conflict management or the resolution. I hope all this helped you in some or the other way. Rest, it depends upon you completely when you are in that situation, when you have to deal with your confusions, your conflicts. So there can be anybody for your help in that situation, but then by the end of the day or by the end of that time, you are the one who has to decide for yourself, for your betterment, and who needs to take decision according to their own insight. So that's very important. If you liked this video, then please do click the like button, comment below if you have anything to say, share this video with your friends, family, and with the ones whom, like, at any moment you have had a conflict or anything of that sort, or you want to help somebody come out of their conflictual situations. So yeah, definitely you should share this video with them. And if you are new to this channel, then please go and subscribe. We'll meet in the next video. Until then, as I always say, stay positive, stay confident, stay hopeful.